the inside of it. We'll have the number 40 spot right now, starting with 658, 211 miles an hour. 658, coach 658. Oh, what the hell long ago? That's a pretty good number. 658 and number 40.
The 658's got to run that to be a top fourthman now, I think.
Speaking of top fourthman, I think Crestfield put his car over there. Didn't he have to do like a little test run, a little seat time on it?
Actually, said Hoover. Hoover's doing double duty here. He's running his own car in top sportsman and racing his nitrous car in the pro mod there. That's quite tricky. Ed can do it though.
I think he's turning his head at the strike to see where his competitor was. Working to the light, on the Camaro. Motor safe, 643, 211 miles an hour. And as you mentioned before, some good data there. Won't get them into the show, but definitely gets them up out of that 7 seconds.
Steve Vick coming up here. I've been helping Steve, and he's been helping me some. My little bit of racing that I got to do at the end of last year, Steve was very instrumental in helping me get out here. Was actually borrowing one of his spare engines to be able to race. But this guy loves to race. I mean, he eats, drinks, sleeps, thinks drag racing all the time. And Change is his middle name. He loves to change his car. I kid him and tell him I'm glad he doesn't have a paint booth available at his Knoxville-based shop because he changed the color. But they've had engine change, transmissions, clutch, but I think he's on the right track here. His beautiful wife dancing out front here last night. We had a big laugh with her. She actually lost her shoe backing up there. The track was so good she lost her shoe and she couldn't get it off the track. But she was panicking there, but it was funny there later. But hopefully he put together a good pass. His Tucson Tobacco Products car, he has made some good passes there at San Antonio. Of course, he ran a 630 there in the heat of the day against Jim Otte's 617. It kind of looked like he was backing up on the TV program the other day, but it really was a good pass.
Finishing the top 5, I want to say. Top 5 a couple times. 99, I want to say. And did he finish his eyes number 3?
He has to finish his eyes number 3.
Oh, man. Looks like he rattled the tires out there. Go past the 6 foot mark.
Yeah, shaking the tires. He's trying to use the gear combination there, but hopefully, like I said, that'll...
Just wanted to verify numbers here because saying that James Hancock was in a 63 Corvette, even I, the untrained eye, can tell if that's not a Corvette.
We don't need glasses that bad, do we?
Beautiful 1957, not in the field right now. What about number 36 with a 640 at 208 miles an hour? Half track of 655 and 206.
Tim Raventhal here in the right lane that actually moved away from the popular name that he's had on his cars for many, many years. Carolina Hooker. Most of his cars have been yellow, and he's had the Carolina Hooker on him for as long as I can remember. He's one of the quick 8 guys that I spoke about earlier, but beautiful paint. Bobby Bennett from CompetitionPlus.com was just in showing me the side pipes that are actually painted on the side of the car there. Really some neat paint work.
Brian Daniels on the Holcomb side with the 2000 Camaro. Wedge head power plant side, no fear on the rear windows, sharp looking ride, and of course that's another thing that Pro Mod brings to the party is the fact that you can see a late model car or you can see an early 63 to 2000.
Yeah, the Pro Mod cars definitely have personality. This is a former Brian Game Pro Stock car in the left lane there. You can see the paint. That's kind of been Brian's trademark up to the car he's got now, which is beautiful, but this has been his trademark there for many years, but you can see it on that car.
Neither one of these cars in the field. Both of them really struggling here. Looks like the really fucked up. As in both of them. Both of them really just shook the tire real hard.
Yeah, conditions like this, it's really tricky. You really got to run a soft clutch setting.
Looking biker on the Holcomb side. But Billy Harper gets a super guy. You'd never know by looking or talking to that guy just how much money he has in that back pocket or front pocket or maybe all those pockets. Real down-to-earth guy. Actually has a real Viper, well, I guess it's a real Viper here, but a street Viper, if you will, at home sitting inside of the garage, but drove that Barracuda for the longest time.
Yeah, that Barracuda was unusual. That was the best thing we could say about it. It was definitely unusual, but Harper, he's a guy you never count out. He's one of those guys that can get in on that last pass, the last run of the last section, and you know, move into the top 10.
Rick Stivers with a gorgeous car, good psycho on the side of it. Up there moving around real hard. Neither one of these guys in the show. Really hard for me. That's a big name to not be in the show. And he's down to one last drop.
Don't count him out though.
Back up our next pair. 68 Camaro versus the 63 Corvette. Jason Brooks in the Corvette, quarterback of the number 35 to 642. He can find himself about 1200ths of a second. Jason out of Huntsville, Alabama. 32-year-old machinist. And he'll line up alongside Dave Romer. Romer a little bit quicker by about 7 thousandths with his best qualifying effort of a 641.3, 218 miles an hour instead of 68 Camaro. It's like blower versus nitrous here.
Looks like we're maybe going to have a single on this fast end.
Yeah. Romer having some problems. They'll push him back.
Talk about annihilate the tire.
Woo! How's that piston us up? I mean, he's got 642.
It's hard to drive. These guys really don't have a stage control. You know, the nitrous car, you go in, you have an electronic rev limiter. When you go in, and stage a nitrous car, you're able to just basically slam the gas pedal to the floor, and it's held at the starting line RPM. These lower cars, these guys actually have to manually hold their starting line RPM, and it's so easy to go in and just, you know, go deep on it like that, or go, you know, over rev the engine, and then of course you've got too much clutch, and the way that car left there, I wouldn't be surprised if that maybe wasn't a problem.
Carl Bullock out of Newton, Pennsylvania. Working with Jansen Motorsports. Beautiful 1941 Willys. Nick's modifying clutch inside of it. Modifying performance clutches inside of a lot of vehicles out here. Kevin Odell on the Holcomb side. Out of Sioux City, 53 Studebaker.
we got to give this guy coming up in the spectator lane here the long distance award. This guy coming all the way from Oregon, Dennis Radford. He has just been a dominant force on the West Coast there, winning that Night Fire Nationals in Boise, Idaho 5 times in a row. This is a former Shannon Jenkins car that Billy Harper ran as a team with Shannon.
Definitely the time to talk about Dennis. You're talking about the previous Shannon Jenkins car.
Yeah, this is a, like I said, this guy, to drive all the way from Baker City, Oregon. I've been there. It's a long way from here. From Rockingham, North Carolina, you just don't get in your car and go and be home tonight. But these guys, they're really tough competitors. He's done a good job. I raced with him many years ago out there in the Boise, Idaho races, and the cars, the quality of cars that he's come up through since I first met him is really unreal. Of course, Steve Coates is there in the right lane. Steve is, you never can count him out. That's a Tommy Mooney car, Gene Fulton engine, all the best parts available, capable of laying down a number at any time.
Steve Coates set up a story in New York, that suburb of Queens. You go over there and take a look at him, he looks just like Queens, New York. He's not a guy you want to mess with.
Yeah, he doesn't sound like he's from Albemarle.
No. The bump still 6:30 with a 6.
To run a big number because he has to deal with Jimmy when he gets back. We're just kidding, Jimmy.
Talking about some of the guys up here. Patrick Doherty on the Oakland side out of New Hampshire. Beautiful 57 Bel Air. And Jim Halsey, who works at Cecil County, of course, up in the Northeast, 63 Corvette. And we were just talking about, of course, the Krause construction crew up there helping out. You said he's hooked up with Tombstone Tommy Gray.
That's what I understand. And actually, Tommy's out there on the starting line. I see him there now. I saw him earlier here today. But they've got some kind of team going on. Kind of unusual. Both these guys are racetrack operators, are involved in it. Pat Daughtry has a racetrack up in Maine, and I've actually raced there. It's beautiful country. Unusual here, Mike Janis on the outside looking in after seeing him go that 6:11 at San Antonio a few weeks ago. I know it's really frustrating for these guys to be able to run the numbers, but that's one thing about making so much power. All these guys, that's what we're seeing out here today. All of these cars are on the verge of not going down the racetrack every time, and when conditions change like this, it really does throw a curveball to the guys.
Mike Janis, the 2001 Pro Mod World Champion, also the current record holder at 6:11.2 out of Lancaster, New York. As you mentioned, came out and ran a huge number the first weekend of San Antonio. We didn't see numbers even relatively close to that, with the exception of Fred Hahn's 17 on the second weekend. So, it's not able to get that number since then. Mile mark, 6:31, 227 miles an hour.